What's the best way to reduce? Eat what you want or starve yourself? Starve yourself? Wrong. A half-empty stomach causes hunger tantrums. Now you can avoid hunger tantrums. Lose weight naturally and fast. With the RDX full stomach reducing plan, you fill your stomach, yet fat just seems to melt away. No hormones. So if you want to eat and lose fat, get RDX at your drugstore today.
The science of technology lacks soul.
Fuck this, we're just gonna review Sidekicks.
I played video games in a drunken haze. I was 17 years young.
Let's say I didn't tell you what we were gonna be looking at today. Let's say I just showed you these introductory scenes, carefully cropped out the movie logo. Wouldn't you think this was a horror film? We're not looking at a horror movie today, though. We're looking at 1992's action, family-friendly, kids, comedy. We're looking at Sidekicks. If you were at all confused about what kind of movie you were gonna get, that's cleared up not even 3 minutes in when a badass ninja dressed in all white flips into the ring, kicking one of the bad guys in the face, which starts off a pretty great 90s montage of ass-kicking and buffoonery.
Hi, guys. I'll be right back.
When things begin to look too tough for our hero, he's joined by a second ninja possessing equal strength, reflex, and ninja skills. He frees the woman, and the two team up, ninja kicking the shit out of everyone in sight.
Ninja kick the damn rabbit!
And then we find out the whole scene was just a hallucination by this kid tripping acid, apparently.
Thanks, Barry. Thanks for helping me out again.
All you gotta do is ask, Chuck.
Seriously, look at that acid face. Actually, it's just a vivid daydream, and one of many that our main character Barry will have throughout the film. So Barry snaps back to reality.
Look, it's V-Rabbit. Are you signing me up the battle?
Get it? Saw me at the battle. Clearly embarrassed, Barry begins to suffer an asthma attack as the class mercilessly mocks him.
What a dork! Why don't you just leave him alone?
Oh, Winnie Cooper. I'm sorry, but it's just impossible to call her by her name in the film, which I think is Lauren, but she's Winnie Cooper. Voicing her concerns over Barry's frequent daydreams, the teacher requests another meeting with his dad.
When your dad comes to pick you up, he and I need to have a talk.
So even though Ultra Supportive Dad of the Year speaks up for his son,
He's just never been a physical kid.
he does seem to come to terms with his odd behavior.
He's made up this world where he can be the star athlete, the quarterback. He can be.
Chuck Norris?
He says they're sidekicks, that they do things together.
So instead of punishing Barry, seeking a healthy outlet instead for his behavior, they decide to sign him up for karate classes under the guidance of Master Stone.
You see this Master Stone, I'll sign you up for karate.
2! Crack it! 3!
Joe Piscopo might be the #1 reason I love this movie.
Hey! You!
Me?
Yeah! You! We don't wear shoes on the mat here, mister!
He's mental.
Sorry.
What a performance. He conducts an interview of sorts with Barry, coming across stiff, tough, and totally, I'm sure, he thinks badass.
So you want to learn karate, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah?
He does instill some respect into Barry, though.
You mean yes, sir. Don't you, Sonny?
Things seem to go pretty well as Barry plays into Stone's ego.
You must be pretty good to win all this stuff.
That is until he hits a sore spot.
Yeah, I bet you're almost as good as Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris?
Now you're about to see my favorite scene in this entire movie.
Chuck Norris?
It's the disbelief in his voice.
He doesn't compete anymore, kid. And one of the main reasons he doesn't is me.
Yeah.
He doesn't compete because I would kick his ass.
Let's go, son.
The way he says kick his ass.
Kick his ass.
Let's go, son.
Kick his ass.
Kick his ass.
Let's go, son. Come on.
Yeah.
Kick his ass.
Kick his ass.
Got you the first time.
Back home while watching a movie with you-know-who in it, Barry begins to have an acid flashback.
Bring the gunpowder!
Badassery is afoot as we're treated to a nod to one of Chuck's best series, Missing in Action. But this time he's got a, you guessed it, a sidekick.
Yeah, there it is! There it is!
Have I used that in all 3 reviews at this point? Look, all jokes aside, this must have been a dream to film and have as a memory. Imagine that's you. Imagine you're that young, and you get to sit next to Chuck Norris, hopping out of the water in all this combat gear, with a big-ass machine gun, firing that sumbitch off. That must have been incredible. The duo saved the day with a perfect blend of action and slapstick before the whole ordeal is forgotten when Dad steps in and turns off the TV. The next day in class, all alone for some reason, apparently Barry suffers another flashback. I gotta admit though, this was one of my favorite scenes as a kid. Chuck tries to warn Barry about something, but before he can get the message, he's attacked by...
Barry!
his teacher.
And what, may I ask, was all that about?
Again, seeking to help Barry find a way to deal with his issues, she sets him up with her uncle who is coming to town, who is a skilled martial arts expert.
Maybe because he's a little bit like you.
May I help you?
His introduction is interesting, I'll say.
Tell that chink to douse that cigar. Do you mind telling me which particular chink you're referring to? The keys are in front of you. Sign says no. Come on, come on.
Oh, don't you. Good.
Where is it?
Now, I always thought this delivery was funny. Nostalgia Critic seems to not find this scene particularly amusing at all, but...
Smoking? I'm smoking? I'm smoking? I'm smoking!
Blah, 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 we're not doing karate, who the hell cares? Definitely playing off the Karate Kid vibe, we'll get our first exercise of sorts from our martial arts master, who appears to be mentally unstable.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I wasn't ready.
That is the entire point of this exercise. You must always be ready.
Look, side note here, I do love Mako, however you want to say it, and I'm not going to be making fun of this guy whatsoever, even if it appears that I am with some of these jokes sometimes.
What would be your fighting name? Barry the Leopard. Barry the Tiger, who fights with courage and relies on instinct. Mr. Dumpling.
She passed away almost 10 years ago.
Blah, 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 we're not doing karate, who the hell cares? So while receiving his first lesson in the kitchen, some lame-ass exposition / unnecessary romance is set up between Dad and the teacher, but is soon rudely interrupted.
There's a problem out here.
Where's that little gal, Grub?
It's a funny name.
Let me deal with that.
Alright, time for our first display of ass-kicking.
What are you doing?
Preparing. Look at this guy! Whoa, that boy's drunk!
Ah, drunken tiger stance.
Oh, you stupid idiot! You son of a
This is a little less funny than I remember.
What are you crazy? You all right?
But we do get a lesson out of this, however sloppily executed, so I see where the writing was trying to take us.
These gentlemen only saw what I appeared to be. Lesson number 2, believe what is, not what you think.
Barry's lessons continue with him simply walking to school in an effort to get his breathing under control and build endurance and confidence, possibly both, and oh god, he's hallucinating again. Look, it kicks ass though this time. I can't help but love these scenes then and now.
The kid evaded capture, or worse this time.
Now this scene bothers me immensely.
But the bad guys are still out there. Somewhere.
It just pisses me off. There is no reason at all for that to have happened. They have blown out every bit of reality that they just tried to set, and I hate when movies do this. We know this is a stable world. The teacher, Dad, they're all constantly trying to remind Barry of this, that the daydreams are all in his mind, so it completely undermines the entire idea that after the hallucination supposedly ends, we see this soldier's hat flying in from off-screen. And I'm sure the director thought this was a really clever moment or something, but it's clumsy. Look, if anything, it just makes Barry look right about everything. And we never go in that direction, so that's why it's pointless. We know it's his imagination, so I just don't get its purpose, honestly. Look, just imagine the scene simply ends after Barry walks off screen. In fact, I'll edit it that way for you right now.
But the bad guys are still out there. Somewhere.
Now, didn't that make more sense?
Come on, you'll be late for school.
Continuing on his way to school, he passes by Winnie Cooper, who luckily didn't see him jumping in the bushes like an idiot a few minutes ago. He still manages to fumble his belongings like a stereotypical teenager who's bad with the ladies.
Barry, are you okay?
Are you okay? He just dropped his inhaler.
Barry, are you sure you don't want to ride?
Oh, no, that's okay. I want to get my heart rate up a little higher.
Okay, bye. Let's go.
From now through the end of your day. Oh, man. Mr. Cellini.
Cellini is a great bully. I love him.
Yeah?
So we get our first bit of drama here as Cellini witnesses Lauren mouth the answer to a question that the teacher asked to Barry.
No, Mr. Cellini, it's not the Bible. Yes, Mr. Gabrowski, what is it?
Yeah, it's, Hamlet.
Yes, that's correct. Be careful, Mr. Cellini. Your competition for class dumbbell is rapidly diminishing.
He already doesn't like Barry.
Let me up.
Well, if I let you up, then you might hurt me. And I don't want you to hurt me.
I told you he was a great bully.
What's lucky for you, Master Stone didn't take you on. Because I'm in that class, and I'd be doing this to you every day.
Again, taking vibes from Karate Kid, we get that speech about how I'm gonna kick your ass and the girl doesn't like you.
So where's your friend Chucky now, retard? Oh, by the way, Lauren doesn't like you.
Later, we find Barry continuing his training before we cut to presumably the next day at gym where he has yet another hallucination.
Had enough! 41! Up!
Now, this is one of my favorite scenes in the movie. There's many great lines here.
What do you have? Milk.
Bartender, make mine milk too.
Sure, Ranger.
And they nailed the aesthetic for sure. Again, how cool must it have been to have been in Jonathan Brandis' shoes, getting to live out these great action scenes with fucking Chuck Norris right beside you. We're pulling some Bob Munden moves here. And if you don't know who Bob Munden is, quick cut here.
Who can fire a Colt 45 quicker than the eye can see? Only one man, the fastest gun in the West.
Yeah, that dude was a legend. Anyway.
Watch it, Barry.
That was an amazing cut.
Wake up!
This is an amazing actor.
How dare you fall asleep in my class?
And if I were this dude, I would yell like that all the time. So Barry is subjected to the classic and dreaded gym rope climb.
Like when we used to climb the rope in gym class.
And when things seem to be at their worst, he yet again experiences a hallucination.
Who the hell is he talking to? Hey, you up there! You not off again?
Interestingly enough, I have never forgotten how to climb a rope thanks to this movie.
Wrap your leg around the rope. Now hold it with your foot.
Okay.
Now all the weight's in your legs. Relax your arms a little bit, see? Yeah.
Hit the showers!
Finally getting the courage to say how he feels, Barry reveals to Winnie, that he likes her.
You know, I really like you.
I like you too, Barry.
If I like you and you like me, why don't we, go out?
I like you. But just not like that.
Oh boy, I bet his asthma's gonna kick in.
Barry! Please!
This is a good time to run when I can't breathe. This is still fine.
I will beat you!
Alright, I can't make fun of this. It's great acting. I really do miss Jonathan Brandis. Now, I always thought these scenes were shot really well. I can only imagine the difficulty involved with breathing for someone who suffers from asthma. So I feel like these scenes, they must portray it pretty accurately, I would guess. Honestly, this would have made a crazy-ass asthma awareness ad in the 90s.
It's a targeted medicine proven to help prevent severe asthma attacks and lower oral steroid use. Tell your doctor if your asthma worsens.
Hang on, son. That's it, Barry. Hang in there, boy.
So while in the hospital, Barry is visited by his teacher and Mr. Lee, who rubs, insert whatever silly joke you want right here. He imparts not only some wisdom, but he rubs a homemade remedy onto Barry's chest. Before leaving, he tells him that he now believes he's in this for the right reasons, and they will try again tomorrow.
We will try again, but slower.
Cue the montage.
Roll block. High block. Inhale for 7. X has its own spirit.
Soon enough, we find ourselves back at gym class where Barry, feeling strong and confident for the first time in who knows how long, opts to participate in class.
Yeah, no buts, except yours. Parked up there.
Worried that his job might be at stake, the coach at first is vehemently against this. Barry says that he'll go so far as to sign a release form. He just wants to participate.
Look, I'll sign a release or something, okay?
You'll do that, boy.
Another montage, really? I don't even know at this point. This movie is called SIDEKICKS, not uninteresting dad forms budding romance with Barry's teacher, okay? You had Joe Piscopo, you had Chuck Norris, you had Jonathan Brandis. Now, maybe 2 out of 3 of those didn't get a lot of screen time, maybe they weren't available for a lot of filming, but for the love of God, you could have did anything. You could have gave me more karate shots of B actors for all I care. I don't give a damn about this romance. You know, a lot of this movie is a bunch of that confusing metaphysical talk that makes some sense and no sense at all at once. So, through even more montages, we see Barry progressing in his skills.
Always expect the unexpected.
Again, why are we glossing over this and spending so much time on this damn teacher and dad romance? Before we exit scene, Mr. Lee hops over to where Barry was standing to retrieve something. I wonder what it could be. Oh, it's Barry's inhaler, meaning he forgot it. A very subtle way to drive the point home that he doesn't need it anymore. Again, when he needs the inhaler, it's well shot, super overdone and elaborate. Did they spend the whole budget on this part or something? Should not conquering asthma be as exciting, or even more exciting, than actually suffering from it? They threw it at the end of an entire montage, for crying out loud. Alright, I'm starting to turn on this movie. This isn't good.
Go! Redskins, go!
Alright, here we go. We're back at the school. This is where it starts to kick ass.
Hey, it's Barry Wary. I can't breathe.
Now, what a fucking asshole.
Up yours, Cellini.
Did he just defend himself? How dare he? What move was that? And I love all these shots of Winnie looking so concerned, yet not concerned enough to do something about it.
By the way, what'd you say to me?
I said it's not gonna be so easy this time.
Oh shit.
Just knock it off, Cellini, okay?
What are you gonna do now? Now, I never got bullied too much as a kid, but I was in a fight or two here or there, and I certainly love seeing bullies get their comeuppance. Eventually, the coach breaks up the scuffle and sends them on their way.
Now you two break it up and hit the showers. Barry!
Holy shit.
Barry!
It's the bravado in which he screams it.
Barry!
I love this guy.
Not bad, kid. Not bad at all.
Now that is satisfying.
I can't believe that was you.
Yeah, well, you're not the only one.
Barry, what are you doing this weekend?
Now she wants to date him. What a bitch. Barton just ran inside. So later, while working out at home, we get another over-the-top hallucination. I love the slick back hair.
Dynamite in the piñatas!
What the hell kind of lair is this anyway? So a bunch of comic relief later, we get a badass entrance.
Well, our hero.
Get him!
How could you not love this guy? I thought Barry looked badass here when I was a kid, even with the mullet. A fucking bazooka, seriously, and one-liners galore.
Where is Spike? He's never around when you need him. Yeah, I'll just hang around up here.
Finally rescuing the girl, it turns out now to be Barry's fantasy and hallucination, as Winnie is now the damsel in distress.
What's going on? Where's Noreen?
Hey, this is my dream.
Back in school, Cellini challenges Barry. Back in school, Cellini challenge. Damn it. That's a fucking tongue twister. Cellini challenges Barry. Back in school, Cellini challenges Barry to a karate tournament to once and for all settle the score.
Well, there's your chance. If you're not too chicken.
Again, we're going with the Karate Kid angle. That's what I'm talking about.
That's right. It's a fair contest.
He receives even further training from Mr. Lee, both in the mental and physical state.
Tortoise is very clumsy and not musical at all.
Another montage.
Take you to a dinner at my restaurant.
God, Mr. Lee might be a creep.
Oh, thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Texas Open Team Karate Championship.
Alright, well suddenly we're just at the championship. Waste no time, movie, huh? At first, a smug employee denies them entry because they only have 3 people and teams need 4.
No. It's a team competition, and you have to have a complete team, which is 4 people.
I have an idea for 4.
Come on! Well, thank God for that unlikely coincidence. Even better, though, we get a scene where Piscopo confronts Norris, and it's as great as you'd expect.
Well, what a surprise. Chuck Norris. Too bad you're not still fighting. I'd love to kick your ass.
Only in your dreams, Stone.
Yeah, I'd be your worst nightmare, Chuck.
Also foreshadowing.
He's the boys' hero. Ask him. Excuse, please, Judge coming through.
You know where this is going.
Great fight.
Excuse me. Hi. Could I talk to you for a minute, please, Mr. Norris?
For real though, what a huge request. So there just happens to be an open seat near Barry who's sitting on the stairs watching the tournament when he turns around and suddenly, what? I love this scene.
Oh, come on, Chuck Norris. Be Chuck Norris.
You got a problem with that, son?
No.
Mr. Lee heads back to work, promising to be on time for his segment, and the tournament begins. A lot of montages in this movie, huh? Now, I always did think this was cool as hell as a kid. A lot of karate, a lot of screaming, and a bunch of stupid aerobics. Audrey described this scene to me as yoga on fast forward. Of course, Do Nothing Dad is impressed. Seriously though, who gives a shit about this? Get back to the ass kicking. Under pressure of the clock, Mr. Lee is nowhere to be seen as Cellini steps up for his part. But in typical movie fashion, he arrives right on time, and not only that, he asks for an extra brick to be added to the stack.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's asking for another brick.
He crushes it easily. Okay. right. What do you know, more montages. I mean, I get it, there's a lot of ground to cover, I suppose, but still, we know what we're here to see. Now this scene kicks ass, honestly. I love it. I know it's not really him in the ninja suit doing these moves, but I thought it kicked ass as a kid. I love the sound of the nunchucks cutting through the air. I love the shadows. It's shot really well for what it is. With that lame little jump at the end. Eventually we arrive at the men's fighting event. Now look, Chuck Norris is an awesome dude. I will always go down saying that. But years ago, I remember reading some reports that he was an active donator to funds that helped like spread creationism in public schools, something which I don't agree with. But without getting into that necessarily, all it really makes me think of is the damn preacher in Dead Alive.
I kick ass for the Lord!
Jokes aside, we get more montages of asses being kicked, Joe being hilarious, Barry looking worried. And here, just imagine being this dude for 1 second. Wake up that morning, you put on your attire, you've been training all week, you know, you think you're gonna do good in this tournament, and then you find out you're fighting fucking Chuck Norris. I'll just forfeit! So finally the main event. Norris squares off against Stone, who pops a cheap shot and gets booed.
Boo this man!
I know, for every bit of comic relief I make fun of in this movie, there's Joe Piscopo selling it like a pro. He gets his ass kicked, which was no surprise, but again, Joe's acting makes it totally bearable and in fact, kind of funny.
Alright, come on, Norris! Come on!
So even with Chuck kicking Stone's ass,
You didn't say go, man! You didn't say go, alright? I wasn't ready. Wasn't ready.
we end up in a tiebreaker, and instead of taking the easy route and choosing Norris, I do commend the movie, or the screenwriter I suppose, for choosing Barry, which was the right thing to do.
Me?
Now it brings that resolution that we've been waiting for, something a lot of movies seem to miss out on in this day and age.
The tiebreaker will be between Barry Grabruski and Randy Cellini. And the event will be
breaking. We choose breaking.
Or we just get a brick-breaking scene.
Now what you gonna do with it?
That's kind of weak, honestly. Look, earlier when Cellini slams the pamphlet down on the desk and tells Barry that this is your chance, you want to prove yourself, how do you not think that what you're going to get to see is a 1 versus 1, a fucking fight between the two kids? It's exactly what you want to see, that's exactly what they make you think you're going to see. And they go with brick breaking?
I'll put that brick in your face, now what you gonna do with it?
We've already seen Mr. Lee kick ass at this, okay? I want to see the two kids fight. The movie's called Sidekicks. Cellini ups it to 9 bricks, hoping to embarrass Barry, but only breaks through 8 himself, throwing Piscopo into a rage.
You say you're gonna break something, you break it! What the hell is wrong with you?
So Barry gets his chance in the epic brick break-off, and for no reason I can imagine other than to up the drama, Mr. Lee sets the bricks on fire. Now look, I understand what the screenwriter was going for here, trying to dramatize this, but let me tell you something. When you have to resort to screenwriting techniques like, let's set the bricks on fire, to make brick breaking exciting, you should have went with a damn fight in the first place! Barry succeeds, of course. We end on a fairly positive note, and I always loved this scene because I wanted to be the kid who picked up that magazine. I do believe I was a bit younger than Jonathan Brandis when I first saw this movie, so I certainly could have been the right age that kid was and picked up that magazine. Why is the kid in a wheelchair? Now hold on a second, just calm down. I'm not saying that people who are in wheelchairs cannot participate in karate, okay? Let's get that out of the way. What I'm saying is, it felt so forced. Like, it was already a good and solid, powerful moment, brings hope and inspiration. And then when they cut back to the wheelchair, it just felt overdone. It felt like the Simpsons scene right here. So that's Sidekicks. I have so many mixed opinions on this movie, but the mere fact that all these years later, I'm still watching it, still talking about it, still laughing at it, and still nitpicking it means I guess it has some sort of staying power. Now maybe it's that I took karate as a kid, and I don't remember honestly if I took karate because of this movie, or if I saw this movie because I took karate. Either way, I watched the hell out of it as a kid, I watched the hell out of it now, and I love Joe Piscopo. I can't say that enough.
Kick his ass!
Final note is, it wouldn't be right to go this whole review without mentioning Jonathan Brandis one last time and saying how tragic it was that he chose to take his own life, but hopefully he has found the peace that he was looking for, and maybe in the future I'll get around to reviewing another classic movie of his, Ladybugs. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you like this kind of content, hit the thumbs up button, and we'll see you next time.
Like and subscribe for future content.